Hi Geminis, welcome to your monthly relationships check-in reading for October 2025. I look into all relationships, so that can be with self, with food, with others, with work, with your home environment or other environments. So all encompassing, we'll see what comes out. Your angels and your soul energies will just focus in on what they want to check in with you at this time. And I'm going to use this deck of cards to look at a connection. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze for some reason. Okay, overcome that. Oh, I didn't overcome it. Okay, sorry about that. Check in with a person or a specific situation, a connection. Maybe you just want to check in. You haven't heard from them in a while. Maybe you want to check in because there's a particular situation occurring between the two of you, or you just want to check in on a situation that might be occurring around you. I am a timestamp, so if you want to just skip ahead to the messages, feel free. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and get the cards. So, Geminis, let's see what you want to kind of check in on here. Person, situation. And get some insights for you, get some answers, get some direction maybe, or suggestions of what to do next, right? If there is anything to bother doing next. Okay. Now I'll do the next set of cards here for you all. Checking in with your relationships. It's been a month since we checked in, so let's see what we want to talk about. Health, people, places, who knows? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Now, charms. Just want to make sure the cards are all on the screen for you. I don't know why I'm holding the bowl this way. I didn't do it for the last groups, but no worries. I'll just see where the charms want to come down. For additional messages. Got some movement here, so we'll just wait. Give them a chance to work its way down wherever it wants. Still going. I think it's that sunflower, if I'm being honest. Okay. Just make sure that wasn't a mistake. No, okay. So, all these charms to get the sunflower. That's okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do your monthly check-in first, and then we'll go to the person or thing you're thinking of. Situation. Okay. I'm gonna start with the sunflower because it took a while for them to work it out of the group of charms, but also the sunflower is about something that's been taking a while. Grows slow, but there's always a sort of light at the end of the tunnel, you know, recovery after failure, or success after recovery, right? Could be whatever it is. So there's something here with you've been going through it for a while, but there is a brighter outcome. There is a sunny outcome here. Okay. Beautiful angel coming in for you, Gemini. just want to adjust. There you go. Make sure you can see the angel. Also singing for you as well, sort of singing your victory. But they're drawing me into the unicorns, the actual unicorn on the unicorns here, and how they're both looking in opposite direction. So I feel like, with him juggling here, I think the amount of time, right, the length of time it's going to take you to get to the other side of this recovery, it's going to come down to you and how you approach this. I feel like maybe there's been a bit of flip-flopping. Maybe you've had to juggle priorities or delay things, or maybe you've been in a situation. I know sometimes with like our relationships with health, we can start to solve one condition and then like another symptom shows up, or another condition may develop. So that's kind of what I'm feeling here with the way they're interacting with the two unicorns. There's and the juggling, the three balls here, sort of up in the air, forward, backwards, this way, that way. You know, if this is a relationship with something you're trying to quit, right? This is quitting, not quitting, quitting, not quitting, or just struggling with the influence of others encouraging you, but you want to say no and trying to struggle with putting your ground. But like I said, you have angels here singing for you, right? Singing with their harp. The angel here catching the balls, giving some stability, about to toss in the golden ball, right? Toss in the sign that you've, the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So some angelic support. They're aware that this is taking time, but the time is required for this beautiful outcome, right? Don't rush recovery so that you heal correctly. That kind of messaging, whether it's physical or in the heart, right? There's no time on heartbreak, heartache, emotional recovery. It's all in your time. Okay. So we have a little bit of news here incoming, a little turtle. Some information that I feel is going to be provided to you. So this is either like you receiving a phone call, a text message, actually something in the mail, test results, right? Paperwork that you've been anticipating. So some kind of information or news. A little bit of news incoming to you here. So let's see what the type of news can be for you, or why they're kind of giving you a heads up here in your relationships, reading what relationship this is related to, what area. I'm going to bring it to your home just because of the way they're making you read the stacked cups here. I don't know, I feel like he's just kind of standing here in the sort of the doorway, you know, we kind of stand on our front step or just kind of in the drive. Maybe that's you waiting for this person to come in. Maybe that's the news, right? An invite, wow, language, Ashley. An invitation or an invite, right, to meet up, to come visit, to come check in on you. And you're kind of waiting at the door. If it's news, like results, an offer, an answer, you already know that this is something you're waiting on as it relates to your home base, which could also be your kind of your lifestyle, whatever the news that you're waiting to receive. It may have impact on lifestyle. So example of that is like a new job, right? You might have a different schedule, so that will impact sort of the routine at home. but you're fine with it. Like like I said, you're there to accept. You're standing in the doorway. You're waiting. You're waiting and ready to receive. So it is incoming. And whatever it is going to be connected to your relationship with your home environment here. Okay, Queen of Cups. All right, so you're trying to gain some insights here. I think this is just on a particular person, actually, on one particular person, connection of yours. And I want to say, and I'm saying you want to get some insights because the sheer cloth is draped over her cup here. So there's a bit of a filter, right, to her oracle scrying, her divination. So you're kind of I don't know if you're trying to see through someone's white lies, or you think someone is feeding you white lies. White lies are like omitting certain information, so it's not the full truth. White lies are also sharing things slightly in a different perspective, so things look more favorable, right, towards you or situation. But I feel like you're trying your best to kind of catch them and filter them as it relates to a specific individual here. They keep drawing me to the pattern on her robe here, so give me a second. I'm trying to figure out why the pattern is so important. Or maybe that's what it is. Maybe you see the pattern. Maybe that's why you're starting to really, like, it's pretty translucent, right? Like you can see from the pattern, maybe historical pattern, you're picking up on behaviors and traits and maybe emotional responses to certain questions or when you have conversations and you're kind of like, I've seen this before, that reminds me of this. Because like I said, I'm not really getting more than just mention the pattern. So definitely you're wrapped all over it, right? So I think this person has a pretty lengthy history of this kind of repetitive pattern. So yes, you are correct as it relates to this individual, this connection. You are kind of getting fed these white lies, or they're omitting, or they're trying to smokescreen you, right? They're trying to cover, and you're like, I'm not falling for this. I can see right through you. Okay, so specific person or situation. Interesting, because we just finished off on a specific person. So I guess you have another person or situation in mind, which is completely fine. We have lots going on in our lives, right? Lots of people and connections. I don't know if you caught that, but I feel like the camera changed color just now. Kind of went to like did it go to like a yellow glow, a yellow hue? That's very angelic. We have Dad, so I don't know if that relates to some of you, having a golden angelic hue as I was picking up Dad. Okay, so the charm, if Dad can't fix it, no one can. I call it my DIY charm, which means there's a heightened reliability on a patriarch or matriarch. However, when this charm comes up, it means that you have that, right? You have the ability. You don't have to rely on that individual. So you may be thinking about that you have just assumed that role now. Maybe you are now the primary matriarch, patriarch individual within your family, the one that everyone goes to, or the one managing things for several family members, like estates and whatnot. or this is the reminder to you of who you are, your abilities, your capabilities. You can do it. That's what this message is, right? You can do it. And the prism here is endless possibilities. There's more than one way to tackle a challenge, right? So if you're getting stuck, just approach it from a different way. I mean, if this is you thinking about your father, or maybe a father-like figure, so it could be like a manager, a teacher, maybe an elderly neighbor. Doesn't have to be elderly, just a neighbor in the neighborhood. There's different ways for you to reach out to them or connect with them, or there's going to be different options and routes available to them, right? If you're checking in to see what's going on, there's different solutions for them as well. Limitless possibilities. Okay, so interesting starting point. So let's see where we're going with the cards then. So I was saying about sort of taking up that sort of head of the family role, head of the household role, or maybe an aging parent is becoming more dependent, or you're going to care for someone, but you're quite capable. Everything everything's balanced. There's some nice cohesion, and I want to say like peacefulness. Like you have quite aggressive natured, or instinctually, right, aggressive natured species here, but they're all collectively connected to create one, right, in harmony. So this ability of you to bring peace and harmony to the situation, or this person provided peace and harmony to situations. But I keep thinking they want to say this is you now. You're the one that brings peace and harmony. You're the one that's able to see that there's more than one way to do things, solve things, correct things, bring people together. Yeah, look at you guiding here, right? With the lantern, kind of leading the other hearts forward. I don't know if you're asking how long this person, like if this person has a past, are you wondering how long they have? I don't know why they're giving me like a countdown here. Like you're holding up a lantern trying to look at the clock and try to figure out this countdown. So maybe you're worried. Are you worried of a decline? Like their arm here is kind of nice and lean, so thinning. So again, it could be a dependent, right? And maybe you're concerned of their aging, their countdown. Why is there a countdown? I feel like there's no need for a countdown. That's what I want to say. Oh, I thought I had them the right way up. Okay, so because I got the two kind of threads of thought here that they're kind of going back and forth between. So I'm going to try to stick with one and get through the story, and then I'll go through the next one. So if this is you've recently assumed sort of a primary role within the family unit, within a household, with an aging, maybe dependent or parent, or someone ailing in your family, someone who's ailing in your household, and you're just concerned, right? You're naturally concerned. I don't think this is a countdown. I kept wanting to reject that idea. But you're just concerned, like how are they doing? Right? You're trying to put the spotlight on them. how is this individual actually doing? Again, it could be a parent because we're getting the dad, and there's different possibilities, right? There's different maybe treatment plans that you've tried, different solutions that you've tried, and I really just see rest. Rest is needed. I see them here with the Empress surrounded by like health care with all the little lily pads. They're holding the very white sword on their front here, so that's kind of like, could be hospital care or a lot of bed rest, but there's a lot of care around them. And then we have celebration. So, maybe it's taking longer than what was predicted, recovery. Again, we're coming back to maybe other symptoms popped up. So maybe also for this loved one, other items have popped up, but in the end here, they're still celebrating with them, right? There's still some cheerfulness here. Now, if this is you, focusing on you, and you wondering, like, how am I doing? Whether it's romantic health, your own physical health. Again, there's just this similar message of rest, be peaceful, just focus on yourself and how you feel, like feel healthy, feel confident, feel joyful, and they will just come to you, right? So if you're looking for heart fulfillment, you will attract. If you're looking for health recovery, again, you're going to find that solution, but don't rush it. There's a message here of like, don't rush it. This isn't the time to rush it, this situation. If you rush it, I feel like you may not have this favorable outcome, because rushing it will throw this balance, and you need to keep the balance here. So don't rush anything. It will come with time. But whoever you're thinking of, or whatever situation you're thinking of, it does end. It does have a very strong, plausible, favorable outcome at this time, if you're willing to kind of go with the ease and the pace. Like, don't put a time limit. Maybe that's why I kept pushing back against this countdown as well. Like, don't put a time limit on this. Don't put any kind of countdown or parameters in place. Just go with where the healing and the energies take you, right? You have the ability, DIY, you have the ability, because there's more than one way, more than one route to get through this. So the route you're on now is patience. Patience is the answer here for that person or situation, Gemini.